Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. Thank you so much for being here. Your key to the week this week is the Chariot card. Are you ready for things to speed up? Because they are about to, whether you like it or not. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, hang on a sec, isn't Mars going retrograde in our sign? Yes, it absolutely will, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you yourself will be slowing down. It does look like a lot of you are amping up production in some way, shape or form, whether this is more reading, more writing, more speaking. Maybe you're taking that Mars retrograde energy now that's, obviously a bit more internalized and channeling that into something. For those of you that are ready to release something out into the world, the Chariot card does suggest that this week the success or the victory that you crave is absolutely possible. Now, the thing with the Chariot card, it can sometimes say to you, like sometimes it's a message to slow down. I don't feel like this is the case, but I do feel like things are speeding up for you. And obviously when we do things too fast, we are prone to, sometimes accidents, but definitely mistakes. So this is a week for that sort of, scrutiny of detail that you are known for, maybe not as much as your counterpart Virgo, but definitely still. This is a week for you to definitely utilize your powers of pattern recognition. The other thing with that Chariot card as well, life itself is going to get fast this week. All right, so keep that in mind, keep that as a consideration so that you can keep on top of yourself, and that way you can meet everything, every potential challenge with the air of looking for the blessings around it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to I've already done the key to the week, Raph. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Death card. Okay, so look, this is not the easiest of pairings, and one of the reasons I say this is it looks like some of your plans, for those of you that have plans to travel, this could be a week where you are grounded for some reason. The trip doesn't go ahead. Maybe you get a last minute bout of, touch wood, the sickness, or do you know what I mean? Like there could just be something that comes up that you're not expecting this week, and it's like, oh crap, I had planned to do this, I had planned to go here or to do this or to see this person, and unfortunately it's not going ahead. Don't worry too much about this, because whatever it is that you're doing is still succeeding. It might just be a little bit delayed, all right? So don't let this kind of make you convince yourself that the world is falling. Now, one of the combinations for this, do you know what? I'm just going to leave that. For your actions and options, the Death card as an option, it basically says whatever you thought was available to you this week, it probably isn't. So you're having to find a different avenue. So it's not a no, it's just not a, let's say you plan to go A to B to C. This week it's kind of like, well, you know what, the road towards B is closed, so you're going to have to go to B2 and then to C. Do you see what I mean? It's like there's some kind of detour or delay here that's happening that you hadn't planned on or for, but you're a Gemini, so you're going to be able to work with it. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Knight of Cups. For those of you that have water sign children, Scorpio or Cancer in specific, for those of you that have got water sign teenagers, they may need your help or your support a bit more this week. What's interesting as well is whatever trip or travel that has been cancelled or delayed, it's like you find a way around it anyway, or that person says, you know what, I get it, you can't come to me, no problem, I'll come to you. So it's like there is a way around this, it's just maybe you're not seeing it in that moment because you're kind of frustrated that, well, this is supposed to happen this way, I was supposed to go here, and it's like, you know what, there's no crisis here. All right, there is a way that this is likely to go ahead. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, nice, really nice. What I will say to you though, this week, try not to, and this it's not like you do because you're an air sign and a very cerebral sign at that, but this week try not to let your heart get in the way of whatever it is that you're studying. So if you're studying something that is quite a tough, challenging subject, or some of the material is hard to read or to digest, you have to find a way to put that aside and focus on the task at hand. It does suggest as well, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this almost feels for me like there's a development that's happening at work this week that happens really quick. And it's almost like you don't really have any, it's like you've got no time to think about how you feel about it. So it's like your boss comes to you and says, yeah, you know, the company's chucking out your role, which means we are, you know, we like you, we're promoting you to this, and that's going to start happening in the next 3 weeks. And you're like, I'm sorry, wait, what? Where did any of this come from? Now, as a Gemini, you naturally are able to think on your feet and to move really quickly, but it will be something that kind of makes you go, okay, the fact that you hadn't told me about this up until now is a bit, you know, disconcerting. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is potentially a conversation that you were supposed to have with a client, with a potential client. It may also be, yeah, because you got the Chariot card there. It might also be like, if you're a business owner, this could be that you had planned to work on something with another person and maybe it doesn't go ahead. It's not because it's, what am I trying to say? It's kind of like, not so much that you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, but it's almost like you've got something else that's come up. And so it's almost like you're saying to yourself, like, okay, I kind of said yes to this thing and I'm probably not going to be available. So if that is the case, you just obviously, you know, just say it up front. That way it doesn't create any problems or issues further down the line. And I say this because this is likely to be a very busy week. So something that you had planned this week is likely not going ahead, and if that's the case, I would move it about, change the, do you know what I mean, like change the date, but get in before the time. Don't just do it last minute Larry, okay? For that's a colloquialism for those of you that are outside the UK. Last minute Larry, Leadfoot Lenny, mash up Marcia, they're all colloquialisms that mean various different things. But yeah, last minute Larry is the sort of person that literally leaves it to the last minute, is always late, or do you know what I mean? Like, don't do that this week. Like, preempt it so that there's not a problem later down the line. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, it's a potential, I touch wood, and I was hoping that I wouldn't have to talk about this because so many people get butthurt when I talk about death, but you know, it is what it is. It's a possibility or a potential that some of you, for those, specifically for those of you that are retired and not working, it's like maybe you're hearing that somebody's health isn't good and that they are on their sort of final decline. It's not for all of you, but it is a possibility, it is a potential. And if that is the case, you're having to travel to see this person in time. And I will say you will make it. You will have time to say your goodbyes and to, you know, whatnot. But it's like you can feel the clock. For your love and relations, you've got the Queen of Wands. So usually a fire sign woman, but an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person could feature for you. For a select few of you, this could be you choosing to end a relationship because you feel like you don't have the time. And I kind of feel like that will be the thing. It's not that there's a problem or there's an issue in the relationship. It's just like, you know what? For a select few, it's like, I've got so many other things that I need to focus on right now that I don't have time to date. Eventually I will, and maybe we'll pick it back up. But for now, at least, it's almost like the ambitions that you have, the relationship is getting in the way of them. So some of you could be, you know, potentially ending a relationship. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments where there are no issues, this could be where you and your partner are re-establishing or reaffirming the boundaries of the relationship in some way, shape or form. And this could be through some really potentially hard conversations, but ones that are necessary. For those of you that are single and looking, it's probably going to be a fire sign person. This with the King of Cups and the Chariot card, it's almost like this person is going to be doing the most to get your attention, right? It's like, you know what, they're pulling out all the stops, they're, you know, all of it, like they turn up, you know, really nicely dressed and da-da-da-da, all of that stuff just to get your attention. And it's like, if you know anything about a Gemini, just stimulate their brain, for crying out loud. Show them some new gadget. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really easy to hook in a Gemini. That's not to say that they're not selective, because they really can be. You know, especially like if you got nothing going on between the ears, they're probably, it doesn't matter how good you look or what you show them, right? They're just going to be like, unless you catch them on the other twin day. All right. Anyway, I jest. But all jokes aside, it's like this person is really doing the most to get your attention. And with the death card and the actions and options, it's almost like you're just not interested. You know, they could come in with a giant peacock on their head and you'd just be like, I don't know, I just gotta say, like, especially with the Knight of Cups, they genuinely do mean well, and whoever this person is, they really do have a genuine desire for you. It's not just, you know, it's not hollow, empty words. For your money and materials, you have the Knight of Cups, Pentacles, right? So you've got complementary knights here. Knight of Cups, water, Knight of Pentacles, earth. Two knights represents intimacy, and so there's no shortage of options around the love life this week. I just kind of feel like it's almost like you're just like, you know what, I'm too busy for that crap. I got other things that I need to focus on, particularly my money, honey. Right, look at this, right? Your Knight of Pentacles, when it comes to your resources, this is about you locking in long-term resources. It's also you starting out in a particular direction that is going to bring you a lot of success, but there is a potential delay here somewhere. As long as you're aware of that, I actually think you'll be fine. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your knees in particular. And with that Chariot card there, I am going to say, like, this week, just, this is not a week to rush around, right? Because that one slip, trip or fall, touch wood, could potentially, you know, and especially when it's knee stuff, it takes a while to get back to right. Now, when it comes to your home and your environment, honestly, it's really strange because you've got a lot of stuff that suggests that you're traveling, but that death card says you're going nowhere. So it's like, it might be that people are coming to you because you can't get out. And that, you know, either which way, it kind of makes sense. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes out. Take care, and I'll see you soon.